Hello, my name is Cynthia O, and I'm about to become your new favorite psychic. We're here today at the Lightworkers International Conference 2015. As you can see, it's a beautiful day. We're in Florida. It's January. We have lots of little friends joining us. I invite you to join us for the next conference. I'd like to talk to you for a moment about who you are. Who are you? Usually we define ourselves by what we do. So I'm a psychic. I'm a gorgeous blonde. I have fabulous dresses. I live in a beautiful home. I have many friends. But who am I? Who am I? How many times have you asked yourself, who am I? What am I here to do? What is my reason for being? I spent the first 35 years of my career as a computer systems designer. So basically they would call me in when they were knee-deep in problems, and I would have to get them out as quickly as possible. And I remember asking, I don't know, God or something, I kept asking, what is my it? What am I here to do? What is my gift to humanity? I was hoping it would be more than computer proctology, which was great money, but it left a big hole in my heart. And I hoped that there would be something that could fill this hole. I knew it was not financial abundance. I knew it was not multitudes of friends. Whatever I did outside, whatever I created outside, books or videos or lectures or seminars, it always left me with that same empty. I remember doing one fabulous fundraising event where we made so much money. The organization was so happy, and I left with armfuls of orchids, my dream, as a thank you. And I got home and I was sitting there with all these orchids and thinking, that's not it. There has to be more, because I still felt empty, even though at that event I had served hundreds of people and brought thousands of dollars to this organization. So what was my it? And then one afternoon I was sitting in my living room minding my own business, which as you get to know me you'll know I never do. And I received what I call a download, using computer terms, of every psychic skill I'd ever heard about or read about, and some probably I haven't tapped into yet. And I remember having a conversation with God, I called it God at the time, and saying, these skills are amazing, and don't get me wrong, but I think you meant to give them to my neighbor, because she's into all this woo-woo stuff, and I'm just a very unhappy computer geek. But I know how my life works. It's not great. I'm not really pleased with it, but I understand the boundaries. I want to say the box that I was in. And I found, as I used these skills to answer questions for clients like you, that passion grew inside of me. It was something I hadn't experienced before. And I remember a quote that says, follow your bliss. And I think that I had found it. I had found it because of the way it made me feel. When I shared with others, I felt full. I felt magic. So I want you to think about the magic that you are, because you are magic. You're in this casing, I call it, whether you've chosen male or female or tree for this journey. You've chosen this casing to have experiences. And the experiences are based on the limits of the casing. So as a girl, I get to play in girly things. As a gentleman, you get to take on all those rules. As a tree, you get to tree yourself into bliss. But what are we here for? Why am I here? Why am I in this casing, in this body? Why did I choose to come back here? And what is this magic about? So the magic is actually, now think about this for a moment. as I'm talking to you, I'm receiving information, transferring it through my vocal cords into words that you're receiving and understanding. That's pretty amazing. And at the same time, my cells in my body are regenerating, my organs are functioning, my body is digesting, my lungs are breathing. We're in a most amazing vehicle. And that's fun. So just being here in the body on this planet, that's fun. That's really great. But there's more. Let's say you wanted to have an extraordinary life. Let's say you wanted to always be in the right place at the right time. That's where the psychic skills come in rather handy. So my definition of psychic skills is sort of a divine love. It's you, some piece of you, connecting with something greater than you. Now, whether you call this God or the universe or Allah or the great tree, you are capable of receiving information that far transcends the little box that you're living inside of. Now, how do we do that? And why would we do that? So let's say you knew everything that was about to happen, which would put you in the right place at the right time. So you're sitting at home and you're wondering, should you go to this party? It's a great party. And so you ask your guidance, should I go to this party? And you get a no, which is kind of disappointing because you wanted to go. But following your guidance, you'll find out a few days later that the air conditioning broke, the party was disaster, the food was horrible, people are still recovering from illnesses they picked up, and you get to thank your guidance. So your guidance is available for everything that you can think of to ask it, and that's the key. For the magic to happen, you have to ask. So we're used to making all our own decisions. I know I was. In my little computer world, it was my mind that made all the decisions. It was me that was responsible for everything. And when I learned that I could plug into guidance, that I could receive information that far transcended anything that Cynthia could imagine, I knew that this was the key to what was missing on our little planet. And I became passionate about teaching everyone how to plug in to that guidance. So what the guidance brings you is a connection to something greater than you, whatever you want to call it. You can call it your higher self, divine guidance, God. It's available to you. Now, I want to give you two scenarios. So, I get a party invitation and I decide I'm going to go to this party by myself. I decide that. And I get there and I have a good time. It's kind of okay. Okay, scenario one. Scenario two. I get a party invitation. I ask my guidance, should I go to this party? I get a yes. I ask my guidance, what should I wear? And I'm dressed perfectly for whatever the weather will bring, whatever the temperature is, whatever the environment is. Then I ask, when should I leave the house? And following the guidance, I leave in the right moment. I have an easy drive to the party. I arrive at the perfect time as the hostess says to me, oh great, would you help me with the flowers, which I happen to love to do. And now I'm responsible for sending the flowers all around the place, which gives me an opportunity to bless and raise the vibration of where the party is going to be. Then, while I'm at the party, I ask, how many people should I talk to while I'm at this party? And I count, testing, I count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 4 people that I should talk to at this party. Then I can also ask, how many people need to talk to me? And get a number again. So that number is 2. So now I know there's 4 people I need to seek out and 2 that will be seeking me. And then I can ask, Who's the first one? Male or female? Most likely it won't be a tree at a party. No offense to our tree sisters and brothers. Okay, the first one is a guy. All right, now I can ask, where is this man in the room? And head directly to him and say, hi, my name is Cynthia O. And we start talking, and he says to me, what do you do? And I say, well, actually right now, I'm a psychic. I connect to a greater pool of knowledge and bring answers to you. And he says, oh my God, that's amazing, because I need someone to ask some business questions. How do I get in touch with you? So we talk, and then I can ask, can I leave the conversation now? And when I get a yes, I leave that conversation and I ask who's next. So I'm at this party having a great time, fully guided as everything unfolds magically to create an incredible evening for me and also for the people that I've been exposed to and that are exposed to me. Following the guidance, I find, keeps me in a place of confidence and love and compassion, because it's so exciting that everything I'm doing is being directed for my best life. So everything that shows up, whether I judge it good or bad, I know is happening for my best life. Let's just take this a little step further. Let's say I run a corporation and I have 1,000, 1,200 people working for me. And I want to bring some innovation to my company. So I can ask my guidance, is this going to work? And get a yes. And then ask, who should I give this project to? How is it going to unfold? Who is it going to benefit? How can we grow it? Every question that you can think of is answerable from a higher level. And why bother? Let me give you a few examples. John Lennon is quoted as saying, "The music is not mine, I hear it and write it down." Oprah said that she's been following the guidance since she was 3 years old. She calls it her voices. She's done pretty well. She's benefited a lot of people. That's the difference between you making a decision for your best life and following guidance, which is like a ripple effect. It's going to affect everyone on the planet, even people that you don't know about, even people that you'll never meet. So that's the difference between making a decision based on what you know, on your intellect, on the information you've gathered while you've been on this planet, and making a decision from higher guidance. And let's just look at that for a moment. So higher guidance, divine guidance, has a different view, a different look at the world. I can see the world from where I am right now, which is in this large but still tiny area compared to the vast expanse of our planet. When I ask guidance and receive an answer on what should I do, that answer is going to affect not only me, but everyone immediately around me and everyone around them, and just keep echoing out to create everyone's best life. And how does that look? I would use Richard Branson as an example. Richard Branson said he always follows his guidance. He calls it his intuition. Intuition, that knowing that you're heading in the right direction, that you're doing the right thing. So if all these people are following their intuition, maybe it's time for you to have a look at, what is that? What does that feel like? How do I tap into the magic? And how do I make it work for me? The magic is like telepathy. Telepathy is where you're able to hear thoughts from other sentient beings. So through telepathy, I can hear what someone is thinking. I can also send them a message of love, and I can get connected to everything that's on the planet. So why should we use telepathy? The trees are using it, the animals are using it. It's a part of this casing. It's just one of the many gifts that this body came with. We have so many of them. We know them as seeing and smelling and feeling, tasting, hearing, but there's so many more. You chose this body to have all the experiences that it can bring you. You chose to experience sadness and joy. You chose to experience anger and compassion. How do I know that you chose to have all these experiences? Because you didn't come back as a rock. And again, no offense to our rock sisters and brothers. I'm glad they're here holding the space for me. But I don't think a rock came back to have the experience of childbirth. I'm just guessing here. You chose your body to have the experiences that the body can offer. Now let's look just a step further on this. Let's say you were born in a Mennonite community, or let's say you were born in a Muslim family, or let's say you were born into a family that has no belief in God. Can you see how you would pick up the stories of the people around you and create that as your belief system? So in a Mennonite upbringing, you're going to have one set of beliefs that you keep yourself to. In my family, it was all about science and numbers, so that was the box that I grew up in. What box did you grow up in? And one further question, do you want to stay in that box? Do you want to realize that the box actually has no walls, that you created the walls, that you can step out of it anytime, that you can actually try other people's beliefs and see how that feels? And I would ask you to go one step farther, one step past beliefs. When someone says, well, I believe that we've had past lives, that's nice, that's a belief. But when you have an experience of your past life, which, call me, I'm happy to take you into a past life, so you can move from believing past lives exist to knowing past lives exist. And when you have a knowing, when you have an experience of something, no one can take that from you. It's in your blood and your bones. No one can say to you, oh, that's not true, because you've had the experience. The other beautiful thing about having the experience, moving from knowing to, from believing to knowing, to actually having that experience, frees you from all the judgments you've placed on yourself and the judgments of other people. So let's say you've never tasted watermelon. You don't even know what that is. I can describe the taste of watermelon to you from now until forever, and you will have a knowing of it, but you won't have, you'll have a belief of it. Can you see how excited I am about getting knowing into you? But you won't have a knowing of it. And until you actually taste that watermelon, just one little bite will do it, you have no frame of reference. You can research watermelon all you want. You can do reading on it, you can talk to lots of people about it, you can do polls on what do people think the taste of watermelon is. But all you have to do is take a simple step and actually taste that watermelon. Just a little bit. I'm not asking you to eat the whole thing at once. And see for yourself. How does that feel? How does that taste? What is the sensation inside your body? Find out for yourself. What is the difference between the belief systems that I've been raised in and the knowledge, the knowing, the experiences that this planet provides for us? We are on an amazing planet. This is like the chosen playground of the galaxies right now. The reason that there's more people on planet Earth than ever before is because there's more souls wanting to come here to experience this. And look, you're already here. How much are you going to take in on this? And how much are you going to follow the guidance to allow, I want to say, a field of knowledge that knows more than you do to lead you to your best life? You can stay in your belief systems. If you're passionate about what you believe in and your life is 24/7 happy, absolutely, stay with your belief system. if you're ready to grow that a little bit, to step into a knowing, an experience, then that's when you ask for guidance. That's when you say, show me something better. Show me what I'm here for. Make me feel every cell as robust and passionate. Live the life that you chose to experience when you came here. Live every inch of it. Fill up every bit of your life. Or not. You can stay, as some people are choosing to do, in this is what I do. I wake up in the morning, I go to work. I kind of have a miserable day. I don't like the people I work with. Traffic is horrible. I come home, now I have to find something to eat, and I'm just going to watch TV for hours and forget about my life. Absolutely. The choice is yours. That's the beautiful thing. You get to make the choice. You can choose to follow your guidance or not. And here's a great example. I was on my way to do a presentation, and I was all ready, and I'd followed the timing of when I should leave the house, and now I'm waiting in line. I live on an island, so there's 3 bridges I can take off the island, and the one I usually take is where I was. And I was in line at a red light waiting to cross the bridge, and my guidance says you should continue straight to the other bridge instead of crossing. So I look down the road a little bit, and I see what looks to me like construction. So Cynthia makes the decision that no, I'm not going to follow the guidance. I'm going to wait and take the bridge. So the light turns green. I'm second up on the bridge. As the lights go on the bridge, and the turnstile comes down, and we're waiting there because now the bridge is going up and boats are going by, and I'm watching my time, which is ticking away, and I'm laughing because all I had to do was follow the guidance. I was given clear direction on which way to go. Finally, the bridge goes down, and I carry on, and I get to the railroad tracks just in time for the car ahead of me to stop because the bells go off. Did you know they can actually put 132 cars on a railway train? I counted them as I was laughing. So what is the difference between following your guidance and not? A lot of pleasure. And when you don't follow the guidance, a lot of laughter. If you can understand that. If you can move from judging something as good or bad. So let's say you got a flat tire. It's pouring rain, you're in your best dress, in my case, hair and makeup is done, and all you have to do is get out of the car for a minute to help whatever the service that's going to change your tire get into the trunk. So you know that second outside is just going to ruin everything. They come, they fix the car, you get back in, you're drenched, and you go on to wherever your event is. Now there's a number of ways that we can look at that. So number 1 is, I got a flat tire. It got fixed. Thank goodness someone came along to help me. I can just clean up and I'll be fine. Or you can be like some people, not you, but I'm sure you've heard people say, oh my God, I remember the time I got a flat tire in the pouring rain, and I was on my way to a wedding and everything was ruined. And I like to ask those people, when did that happen? And they'll say, oh, it was 15 years ago. I can remember it like yesterday. And my question is, why are you remembering it? Why are you putting your energy into that? Why not put your energy into now, into something that's going to make you excited about now? So I'm going to share with you what I call my 48-hour rule. And the 48-hour rule is, something happens. I said something, I got you upset. You said something, I got upset, or something got broken or ruined. I have 48 hours to call you up and say, I don't know what came over me, that was a horrible thing to say. Please accept an apology from me. Or to call you up and say, wow, that was quite intense what you shared with me. I think I would feel better with an apology from you. You have 48 hours to clear it up. At the end of that time, you can only retell that story if it makes you happy. And we all have a cornucopia of stories that make us happy. But how many of us choose to tell those stories? How many times do you sit with someone and they're telling you a story of something horrible that happened? Why are you sharing that? Why are you putting energy into that? I remember sitting with someone one time and they were going on about something, and I said, I don't want to hear that story. It's not making me happy. And she said to me, but you have to know this. And I said, why? And she said, because things like this exist. I said, I understand, but I don't need to know it now. And she wouldn't stop. And I said, you'll have to excuse me, but this story is not making me happy. And I know, and you'll find out, that the stories you tell yourself, the things that you keep repeating to yourself, is what's feeding the cells in your body. And if you want a happy, healthy body, it starts here. It starts in your mind. It starts in your environment. Expose yourself to things that are going to be uplifting and exciting and make your body healthy. Telling sad stories and watching the news, the horror stories, is not helping your body. I'm asking you to be very selfish. I'm asking you to love yourself so much that everything in your environment creates you to be happy. Step one of this, please go through your house and get rid of everything that you've saved so preciously that does not make you happy. So I know Aunt Mildred went way out of her way to buy you that beautiful birthday present that you don't like, but you're afraid she may come over someday, and so you need to have it on display. But who's living with it? Not Aunt Mildred. She forgot she gave it to you. You're living with it. You're looking at it each time and saying, oh, I really don't like that. It doesn't match anything in my house. Why? Why do you have this in your house? So, number one of your homework, go through your home and get rid of everything that doesn't make you happy. Then when you step into your house, everything you look at will help support you to be happy. And as you know, we need all the help we can get in staying happy. Because I have yet to pick up a magazine or a newspaper or turn on a radio or watch TV where it says, oh my God, Cynthia Siegel, you look fabulous today. I love your dress and your hair is amazing. You look so fantastic and vibrant and healthy. What are you doing to keep yourself so strong? I haven't found that yet. I'm ready to read that in any magazine. So far, what I have found in magazines is I'm not tall enough, or I'm not short enough, or I'm not heavy enough, I'm not thin enough. I have the wrong colors on, my hair's the wrong color, my eyes are the wrong color. I haven't found anything that says you are perfect, just the way you were created. Imagine that. You're perfect. Now, why can't anybody tell you you're perfect? Because if they did, you wouldn't buy their stuff. And buying their stuff is what the world has unfolded to. I remember the first time I went to a, quote, health expo. And I walked in and I went from booth to see what they were selling and what they were offering. And it was so interesting because it was a health expo. But the message that I got is that I'm sick. I don't have enough salt in my body. I need to do a foot bath to get rid of chemicals in my body. I need to do yoga. I need to do meditation. I need to have a massage with this person. I need to buy electromagnetics to get my body functioning better. I need to. There was nothing at the health expo that said, wow, you are perfect just the way you are. Come here. Tell us how you do that. So I want you to create yourself to be perfect just the way you are. Because guess what? You already are. You don't see the tree saying, oh, if only I had a few more leaves, or, oh my God, I think I have too many leaves on this side. I could use some more leaves on that side. Do you have those thoughts? No. Did you hear that? No. Why aren't you listening to trees? They seem to be happy. If you need a boost, go into nature. You'll find you will remember that you're perfect, because everything in nature is designed to remind you that you're perfect. Why is everything man-made designed to tell you you're lacking? How did that happen? Where did we lose that? Could it be we lost the guidance. We lost that direction that's available to everyone. Imagine if the whole world followed their guidance. If one day a fabulous dictator woke up and he asked guidance, what should I do today? And guidance said, pull the plug on the war. Over. Wouldn't that be great? But that can't happen yet. Why? Because what you focus on expands. What you think about, you get more of. And the more you think about it, the more you get of it. I remember decades ago, I can say that now, decades ago, I saw a general on television and he said, oh yes, we have a great war planning machine in place. And I thought, why are you planning for war? Why aren't we planning for peace? Why aren't we planning for love? Why aren't we planning ways to love me more so that I can share that with everyone else? Let's start planning for what we do want, not what we don't want. Let's stop talking about what we fear and focus on what we love. I remember my neighbor one day saying to me, she had this big purse, it was quite full, and I have a purse that takes a lot, but it just doesn't compare to what she had. And she said to me, oh, I'm so afraid of losing this purse because if I do, everything I own is in jeopardy. And I said to her, well, I think you don't want to keep saying that. And she says, but I am afraid of losing my purse. And I said to her, that's a very interesting affirmation. How many times a day do you say that? I am afraid of losing my purse. So guess what happened? I get a knock on my door one day and it's her boyfriend. And he says to me, could you step outside and identify Maria to the police? And I'm like, what? So I step outside and I take a look and Maria is in her house, but her arm is out her window being held by a policeman who is not letting go. This policeman has a really good grip on Maria's arm. And now they're both looking at me. And the policeman says to me, is this Maria? It gives her full name. I said, it looks like her arm. Yes, that's Maria who lives there. Why are you holding on to her? And it turns out she had lost her purse, lost her keys, called her boyfriend to leave work to drive her. He lives in quite a distance from where she lives, and she knew how to break into her house, so that's what she was doing. She had lifted the screen out, she had stepped into her house with her boyfriend helping her up as a police officer drove down the street. How divine is that? So she had created exactly what she focused on. I tried to tell her what a great manifester she was. Somehow she didn't find the humor in it. I hope she gets to that place soon. So when you say, I am, make it something you want. I am healthy. I am vibrant. I am beautiful. I am passionate. I am loving. I am proud of me. When you say I am, be proud of what you say. I'm proud of you. Whatever you're saying, you're doing a great job. You happen to be in the exact right place where you're meant to be right now for what you came here to experience, why you chose this body. And, listen to this, in the next second, which is now, you can choose again. If you don't like what you've created in front of you, change your thoughts. Throw out everything from your house that doesn't support the you want to be. Fill your house with what you do want, even if it's just pictures of it. Bring into your immediate surroundings what you do want, and be focusing your thoughts on what I do want. When you have a thought of something, oh, I don't want that, just say, great, I do want this. So you kind of move more energy in the direction of what you do want. And it's a practice, just like yoga, just like meditation, just like living. Practice thinking about what you do want. I suggest to my clients that they get Post-it notes and plaster their house with, what is it I do want? So when your mind grips you and sends you down that downward spiral, which I'm sure never happens to you, but it does happen to me occasionally, I can look up and see something that makes me happy, and it pulls me out of my downward spiral. You need to become your best cheerleader. Only you can do this. And if you need help, plug in to divine guidance. That great love that you're seeking, it's already inside of you. The way to get that great love is through inside and up to your divine guidance. If you want love, ask, show me great love. Let me feel it. And close your eyes for a moment and feel yourself being embraced in great love. There's nothing you need out there. Everything outside of yourself is for you to have fun with. It's for you to have a good time with. It's for you to really live passionately. If you're not living passionately, choose again. As a friend of mine says, happily ever now. That's where we want to be. Creating happily ever now. Moment by moment. That's the best way to do it. My name is Cynthia O. My website is theredphonetogod.com. My clients started calling me that. theredphonetogod.com. If you have a question, and if you're wondering, how do I plug in? How do I move from my little box into being as huge in abundance as a tree? Call me. I would love to step you into happily ever now. Bye now.